rich and successful people, they quickly can identify when a situation is going to get toxic or dramatic, whatever, and they just dip out. He's too successful.
Yeah.
And he could probably feel that energy and be like, okay, you know what? I'm out. Protect my peace. That's a boundary.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was right. You know, Myron made a big deal before that episode about Brandon, you always leave early. He said, please don't leave early. So I was thinking, even when Mike left, I was like, fuck. I promised Myron I wouldn't leave early.
Yep.
So I stomached through it, you know. But I got to keep my word.
No, for sure. Sure.
But anyway, go ahead.
Well, I think just a lot of guys have no boundaries nowadays. When it comes to dating too, they have like not a lot of standards. They put up with a lot of crap.
Tell me more about that.
Well, I mean, I think it's really interesting that you mentioned when you're having your sales meetings, like anytime there's a guy who's kind of dipping, you always talk to him. You're like, what's going on? He's
what's
like,
going on with your life, bro? And
it's always some kind of female or something along those lines.
Not always, but most of the time.
I'm trying to be politically correct.
No, because sometimes it's just like they have I had this concept. I call it like mental RAM. A scientist motherfucker would call it mental bandwidth or something of that nature. Cognitive load is the term they use, in psychology. But I call it mental RAM because it's easy for me to think about it like that. One is when you have a computer and let's say you had a computer from the 90s or some shit and it don't have a lot of RAM and you open up a bunch of programs, it crashes or slows down at the very least. Yeah. And when you have a lot of shit going on in your life, you have too much mental RAM and it slows your brain down. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of it can be like some girl tripping, like that's the most of the time. Yeah, it's some girl in my sales guy.
I just love that you actually hold men and women accountable because that one study you pulled up on your show Victory Talk a while ago.
Yeah,